Assalamu alaikum. I welcome you all to the workshop on the insights of the virtual screening. I'm Dr. Sana Shaman, Assistant Professor at the Dow College of Pharmacy and a member of the NASA Top Open Sciences Group, who are involved in the dissemination of the work without any or the open uh, forum. So, firstly, the major aim of this workshop is to let you know about the differences and the systems or the requirements of the virtual screening. And what you will learn in this workshop is the basic concepts of the molecular docking and virtual screening. That is, what is the difference between the molecular docking and virtual screening. The databases which we are going to cover for the survey or the research of the PubChem and the ligand is the PubChem, Zinc, Coconut, and the drug bank. And the other databases which are required for the selection of the protein is mainly we are going to cover the PDB or the protein databases and the file formats, which are the STF, MOL2, PDB, PDBQT, which are mainly the uh, awareness or the basic know-how of these file formats. Installation of the softwares, that is a Marvin, OpenBabel, Autodoc Tools, Discovery Studio, and Segment. And these are the basic softwares which are required for the virtual screening. And this software has been already been shared with you, and hope you all will have it installed, and no problem will be the invite sent. So, and then we are going to learn about the selection criteria for the ligand in the protein to perform the virtual screening and their preparation for the virtual screening. Identification of the active site, which is the important, very important aspect of the either the molecular docking or the virtual screening, either by using the PDB sum or the literature review, configuration file preparation. That is how this file is required or what are the basic parameters or the information this file contains. Virtual screening steps and analysis for the best post selection. That is how or at which site it is actually involved in binding with the receptor. And the generation of the publication quality figures. So firstly here, the important links has already been shared. That is the link to the database of the PubChem, Zinc, Drug Bank, and Coconut. These are the databases from where we can have the different series of compounds or the already reported drugs. Okay. So PubChem contains all the information regarding any chemical substance which has been reported. Zinc database also contains the same thing, but with the different presentations. Drug bank is the one which contains the compounds which has all been accepted or reported as the drug. And the coconut, which is for the natural products, that is if you want to work on any natural products like the flavonoids or the other their aspects or their mechanism or to find a hit towards any disease conditions. So the protein data bank is the one which has been involved in the selection or the protein structure of the selected receptor or the protein which we are going to study. Then the Marvin is the one which is going to work for the designing. That is, if you are working on the approach where the virtual screening is done against the compounds which has been designed. That is, which we are not synthesizing them. They are not the synthesized one. They are not placed in the databases either. We are designing by the basis of the knowledge of our chemical compounds, their structure, and the components. Then the Autodoc tools is the one which is mainly involved in the virtual screening, visualization, and the basic preparation of all the files which has been required. Discovery Studio Visualizer, it can also can do a multiple of aspects, but the here what we are doing, we are actually mainly involved in the visualization of the analysis part or the complex molecules, which complex structure of the protein and the ligand, which we will be getting after the virtual screen. Sigwin is a very important synchronization system which is going to help us in providing the synchronized system required for the proper running of the shell script and the different languages on the Windows system. That is, these Autodoc tools and the virtual screening Veena is actually going to work on the Python systems or the systems which has the different shell scripts, Python, and all those things. So as we all have Windows at our system, it is very difficult for us to have a Linux system. So this Sigwin is actually provided the basis of environment or the simulation environment for the Linux system, so that you can work in a proper way or the easiest way, and you do not need to make all the changes or change your all laptop settings. OpenBabel, it is the very good tool which is required in converting the ligand molecules or any other compounds in the different file formats. Just like lastly we have discussed, we have the different file formats: SDF, MOL2, PDB, PDB-UD. So this OpenBabel is actually required in converting these ligands or the molecules into the different or the desirable file formats which has been desired by different softwares. For example, Autodoc tools with Discovery Studio, they are going to accept the PDB or the PDB-UD. But in some systems or in some parameters where we are saying okay, the molecule is not present in the PDB format, so what we can do or what we have to do, so we can convert that molecule into the PDB or the PDB-QT file. So for that, we will be needing this OpenBabel. So PDB-Sum is like an add-on. It is going to help us in identifying the active sites of the receptor protein. As in most of the cases, what we have find out that not all the articles contains the information about the complete information regarding the XYZ, regarding the active sites, and from that identification of the active site, what we got is the X, Y, and Z coordinate, which are required for the proper identification, the formation of the grid box, which is which should be specific in size, so that it can cover all the active sites and perform the virtual screening at that area. So these links will be shared on this, and these lecture slides will be shared through the group, and you can have these softwares or these links later on also, so that if you, although we have provided you the downloaded version of the software, but if sometimes or some other times you want to install it by yourself, you can do it. So the virtual screening is actually a computational technique used in drug discovery to set the library of small molecules in order to identify those structures. So the difference between the virtual screening and molecular docking is that molecular docking is done against the 101 like thing. It's like a one protein structure and the one molecule at a time. But in virtual screening, what we can do is that we have a one protein structure and we have a multiple series of compounds towards that specific protein, so that we can find out among those group of ligands which ligand or the molecule is going to get the best activities towards that specific protein of the disease or the condition. So that is the basic difference between the molecular docking, that if you have, for example, you have synthesized some compounds, you have got their activities as an antibacterial agent, and you want to confirm or assure or to identify that by which mechanism it is binding with the microorganism and producing the antibacterial response. So there you have the selected number of compounds like 3, 4, 5, or maximum like 5 to 10, not more than that. So you can do the individual docking or the specific targeted molecular docking, and then you can identify that these compounds are active. Or in other words, you have synthesized that series of compounds, and among that, we have find out that these three are going to these three have produced antibacterial response. So in that cases, we are going to perform the molecular docking. But when we are going through the databases and the large number of compounds to search towards a specific protein, so the most common example or the most understood example is the identification of the azithromycin or the tazobactam towards the COVID-19. The structure of the protein was there, but we don't know that which drug is going to produce or the active responses. So for that, they have extracted these compounds, and they have virtually screened and then find out that the azithromycin, tazobactam, and the other members of the antibiotic which have the different response are the one which are producing their effects towards the COVID-19 and saved a lot of lives. So this is the basic difference, and or in other ways, this approach is applicable when you have the series of compounds. For example, in case of natural compounds, you want to identify that the different type of flavonoids are actually responsible as the anti-diabetic agent, or do they have any anti-diabetic response. So what we can get, we will definitely get a series of the larger number of flavonoids, and then we are going to find out through the virtual screening that among all these like 20, 25, 100, 150 uh, identified flavonoid compounds, which flavonoid is the one which is involved in the anti-diabetic response. So for that, the database which I have mentioned is the coconut, which is having the natural product databases is much easier to find over there. So there are different types of docking which has been reported in this slide. What I want to share that whenever you are going to use the molecular docking term, what you will find is that only in the 2025, 15,400 articles has been published on the molecular docking, and they all have the different approaches, different aspects, and different factors or the different reasons to perform either the molecular docking or the virtual screening. So there are various types of molecular docking: rigid docking, flexible, induced with ligand-based, protein-protein, and blind docking. So these are the specific type of molecules. But what we are interested is more in the ligand-based docking, the one with the 101, and the second one is the blind docking. So this is the one where we are going to explore that this virtual screen is actually working towards the blind docking. It has both the aspects. That is, either the blind protein ligand docking is a computation technique used in molecular modeling to predict the binding mode and affinity between a ligand and a receptor without prior knowledge of the binding sites on the receptor. But when we say we are going to for the ligand-based docking, what we are saying for modeling, that is on the basis of the structure similarities, we have the series of compounds which are going to work. So on this type of docking, this is the basic ligand docking approach which has been applied in the virtual screening. So every type of docking has their own limitations and the side effects. What we can say that they are not effective in selecting the type of molecules. So whenever we are saying we are using this approach, so we should be aware that the approach which we are applying is applicable on the work which we are doing. So if you want to go in detail about the molecular docking and insights from the drug discovery to the drug repurposing approach, you can go through this book chapter, which has been written by me and my group to get the better understanding of the file formation and other. Now we came to the basic aspect which we have to learn today, that is the basic requirements for the virtual screening. So whenever we say we are doing the virtual screening, which means there will be a series of compounds which has been obtained from the different databases or the libraries. The receptor protein, configuration file, VINA-EXE, and shell script. But these receptor and ligands should be in the PDBQT. What is this configuration file? It contains the details regarding the receptor name, coordinates files, and the number of modes which will be running. This VINA-EXE and the shell script are the one which are required for the execution of the virtual screening. So firstly, we have to select the receptor. That is, definitely if we will have a receptor, then we will be able to convert it into the PDBQT. And then also the requirement of the ligand. So there are two basic approaches. Either we have a ligand and then we are going to search for the protein, or we have a protein which towards against we are going to find out the ligand. So in this case, what we have done, we have selected a protein that is the 1KLM, which is the used against the HIV virus. So what we are saying, we are going to screen the number of compounds towards that receptor, and we are going to also identify this PDBQT. So firstly, what we have to do, we have to select the protein or the receptor PDB ID. So there are different phenomena, that is, you can go through the basic phenomena which I follow is the selection through the literature review. So first of all, what we will do, okay, we will go with the molecular docking articles against the HIV virus, and if we find out number of PDB IDs, so what we have to do, okay, we have to search that which PDB ID or the protein has been most frequently used to perform that specific study. So in our case, we have find out and we have identified the 1-KRM is the protein structure protein among against which a lot of molecular docking studies has been performed. So for that, what we have to do, we have to go to the protein database, and we are going to write here 1-KLM. Then it is going to give us this web page where the 1-KLM protein structure is there, and it is clearly indicating that it is the HIV-1 reverse transcriptase complex with this specific ligand. So the basic requirement for the selection of the protein, most important is this experimental PDB structure. That is, the structure which has been reported here has the specific DOI, but the basic characteristics or characterization of this protein has been achieved by the experimental modes. So here what we find out that this experimental data snapshot is the one which is going to give the details of this protein. That is, it has been identified by the X-ray diffraction. It has the resolution of 2.65 angstrom. So the resolution plays a very important role as it defines that experimental data snapshot, which means how much close the camera or that position was that, and it has been able to identify. So the more the resolution, which means the protein is not of that is not of a much good quality. So it should be between like 0.5 to maximum like 3, not more than that. If a protein structure has a resolution very high, so we are not going to select it. Along with that, we also have to go for this ligand structure quality assessment, where it shows it is more towards the red side. So what they say, if the bar or the selection criteria bars on these more on the left hand side or in the red region, which means the protein structure is not of a very good quality. But again, as this is the reported one, in number of articles has been published on this HIV receptor reverse transcriptase complex structure. What we have find out that we will be using this one, although it does not have much on the bluer side, which is the which is indicating that the better protein to be selected. So what we will do here, we are going to download, go to the download files, click the legacy PDB format, and then what will happen, you will be having the protein structure. So go to the folder, cut it from here, then go to the desktop, and create a folder, which I have already done the folder of the virtual screening and paste it over here. So this protein is now the part of this virtual screening folder. So secondly, what we have to do, we have to prepare the protein, which will be the second step. So firstly, what we are going to do, we are going to select the specific molecule. So what we have find out, okay, as the structure of the protein or the protein we are going to work is the HIV reverse transcriptase. So the delaverdine is a drug from the literature, which we came to know that delaverdine is the drug which has been actually involved or effective against the HIV transcriptase. So what we try to do, we said, okay, we are going to use the similarity approach by finding the structure of the. So delaverdine is over here. So this is the basic molecule, but what we have find out that there are other substances and the compounds which have the similar structure. So we are going to work here on the structure similarity approach, and then we are going to find out the multiple structures. So delaverdine is the one. So we can also download it from here by clicking this Delaverden. Go to the download and download the STF file. See? And then cut it from here and paste it on the desktop folder of this by this one. Okay. So by this way, we will be getting or we will be having a lot of compounds depending upon the similar structure approach. That is, when we click over here, so what we came to know, okay, this is the delivered methyl mesylate, which has been actually the one which is more important. So as we are going to work on the similarity approach, so what we have done, okay, we have copied the smiles of delivered in smiley mesylate. Smiles, canonical smiles are very important and they play and they give actually the basic characteristic structural rearrangement of the molecule. So then we are going to either you can design it by yourself or you can just put the smiles of the molecule, and what will happen? You will get the structure. So when I got the structure of the so there are different parameters by which we can searching with the default. So we can also go from this side. That is, we have already downloaded the structure of this delivered. Now, what we have to do, we have to go back, similar structure search, and click on this molecule, download the STF, same as we have done previously, open it in the folder, cut it from here, and paste it on the virtual screening folder on the desktop. So as we are doing a test study, so we are not having a much of the molecules. We will be having like 3 to 4 just to save the time for the for conducting the virtual screening. So in the same aspect, we have put like the 3 molecules in the virtual screening folder. This is the 3rd molecule. I'm going to download it in the STF format, open it in the folder, Control X, and then again save it in the virtual screen folder. Okay. So in this way, we will be having like the protein structure of the molecule. These are some like previous files, so I'm going to delete it so that no confusion will be there. So I just have the one KLM Okay. So we have the protein structure of the 1 kLm and the structure of the molecules. So the first one was actually a standard drug molecule. So after that, what we have to do, we have to convert it into the PDB QT format. So firstly, we are going to convert these molecules in the ligands into the PDB QT format. For that, we are going to work through the OpenBabel. There are other ways like the Autodoc tools can also be uh, used for this said purpose, and there is a Raccoon which works on the Python-based systems. So, but right now we are using the OpenBabel, which is a very easy and a friendly software. So this is the basic page of your OpenBabel. So what we have to do, we have to use the input format, or right now we have the ligands in a STL file format. And then what we have to do, we have to browse the molecule. So we have selected in this way, convert into the PDBQT. This is, I have already selected already. And from this three dots, click on it. Okay. For that, you have to uncheck it. Okay. When we uncheck, then the option is coming. Okay, you want to download it. So the first molecule is the ligand 1. Ligand 1 PDBQT. So in the same way, we are going to convert, select the other molecules also. We have to browse it, select the other compound, convert it. You will get the output for file. Save it as ligand 2 PDBQT, and then save. Again, go to the third molecule, convert it into the PDBQT output, and save it as ligand 3 PDBQT. While writing the PDBQT, so that we can we don't need to look into the file type, just like it is appearing a PDBQT file. So I can be able to identify from this position or by this name also. So save it. So this is the basic requirement or the basic use of this OpenBabel software. That is, either we can convert it, we can convert the PDB, or we can convert the PDBQT into the PDB. So this is actually used for the conversion of the different file formats. So, but we cannot do it for the protein structure, as the protein structure has the different characteristics, and the conversion of it into the PDBQT format requires different aspects. So what we will be seeing in our virtual screening folder right now, that we have these ligands structure, ligand 1, 2, and 3, which has been converted into the PDBQT. Now the file type, look at the file type. File type is now PDBQT, and the protein structure is still into the PDB. Okay. So then now we will convert, or find out how we can convert the protein into the PDB